I'm always doing these projects, these honey-do list projects. So today I'm actually going to do a daddy do project. So what I am going to do today is build a shoe rack. Hey y'all, well I'm at Lowe's to get the material that I need to build this shoe rack thing. But I don't even know, I didn't make any plans on it. I don't know how big to make it. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to make it to maximize material that I'm buying. Oh, look at that, okay. So plywood comes in 8 foot by 4 foot. So at this point I decided that I had zero plan. So I figured, hey, let's go into Lowe's and see what I can figure out. So I'm in Lowe's, I'm in the shelving area, trying to maybe see some shoe racks. I can get an idea of how I want to build this thing exactly. And look what I found. How do I switch this thing around? Looks like they're getting onto my idea here. Look at that. They must have watched our video and saw me build these shelves like this, and now they're making them here at Lowe's. So this is what I'm looking for, but I would like to put 2 shoes in each cubby. So this one's 24 by 20. Instead of making it 5, I'll make it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think at that point I could make these bigger so I can actually fit 2 shoes in each cubby. So I started looking for material, and my first option was this sheet of plywood. But then I realized that I only need half of this sheet of plywood, and this sheet of plywood is $45, which is more money than the whole entire shoe rack cost if I was just to buy the shoe rack. So another thing that crossed my mind is that I would have to paint this plywood. And as you all know, I hate to paint, but I was thinking to myself is that there's probably not another better option. Well, after looking around some more, my frugal side got a hold of me, and I found this. This one's 2 foot by 4 foot, which is exactly what I need. I'll just cut this in half. These are the pieces I'm gonna use for the interior. So I'm gonna have to paint those regardless. So with the materials I needed to build this shoe rack, I headed to the checkout. But then I happened to notice that they actually sell 2 foot pieces of 2 by 4. So any of you out there that are looking to build a tiny house, go ahead and check them out. Okay, so I'm back from Lowe's. I got my material. So again, this is the piece that we're going to use for the 2 sides, top and bottom. And I got this little, I don't even know what it is, 1/8 inch type stuff that's I'm going to use for the cross pieces inside. So to get the most width out of my material, I'm going to mark dead center on my piece of wood. And then when I go to the table saw, I'm going to make sure that I align my blade center on that mark so that when I cut, both pieces are the exact same width. So this might seem like common sense, but most of the time when you're cutting, you're going to align your blade on one side or the other of the line. In this case, you want to be dead center. So I have my 2 pieces now, so what I'll do now is I'll grab the compressor, I'll grab a little brad nail gun, and I'm going to shoot this thing together square. And then once it's built and put together, then I can measure the actual box itself. So I'll find out where I need to cut those down to. I'll rip those down to the right size. And then I need to put some channels in them because I want them to interlock together so that it's strong and it'll hold up the shoe. So once I get the box made, I'll get these ripped down to size, and then we'll talk about how we're going to make the channels and make sure that they all line up. So most of you probably watch the Perkins Builder Brothers channel, and if you do, you watch Jamie build some really cool stuff. So if this was him building this, he would probably do some crazy dovetail or dowel and glue and all that crap, but you know what? He's not here to watch me, so I'm just gonna bang this thing together. It's gonna be stronger and better than that thing that they sell at Lowe's. Okay, so I have my boxes made. You can probably hear my mother-in-law screaming from the house. The dog just was chasing the train. We rescued a plot hound, and she likes to chase things, so the train comes right by our house, and she was out there chasing the train, so my mother-in-law's going crazy. Anyway, so here's our box. Now I just need to figure out how many rows I want this way and how many rows I want this way for shoes. Best way to probably measure this is to get a pair of shoes. So there's a pair of shoes, and this is what I was telling you about, is I want to be able to get 2 of them in there together. So if I did that and say that would be probably about there and about, say, we'll call it there. So if I did that, and then if I move this over to here, I could get another one probably there, and get another one probably there, and then another one probably there. So we're looking at probably 4 across the bottom. 1, 2. So that's 3 dividers that way. And then coming up this way, again, we got that mark. So this sucks trying to do this by myself, holding the camera and everything. But sorry, I apologize. So here it looks like we have about 6.5 inches. I'm probably gonna get 3 up. So what I'm thinking is I have these clamped together. If I just take my circular saw and just cut these together at the same time, that way they'll be the exact same depth, exact same cut. I don't have to worry about making a mistake or having them be off. And I'll do the same thing with these. I'll clamp these together and make my 2 cuts. And then I should be good. I just need to put it together. So this was the part that I thought was going to be easy, but literally almost put me over the edge. I was trying to figure out how to get the grooves to line up. So I was thinking if I just ran, one piece on the table saw and the other piece on the table saw in the same spot, that they would just link together. But unfortunately, that's not even close how it worked. I had to open up each one a couple times on each side to get them to fit together, and I almost just threw the thing in the garbage and went to Lowe's and bought the shoe rack. Seriously, this is on time lapse like times 400%, and it's still taking me forever to figure this thing out. God, I wish Ray was there. But that's her. I think we got 4 across the bottom, 3 up, so that's 12 pairs of shoes. So my brain was like, I was so confused. I don't know why this is such an easy concept, but I was having such a hard time figuring out. Also, because Jamie wasn't there, I just added some cleats on the inside of the box to support the weight of the shoes. Unlike Jamie probably would have dadoed and glued and all other kinds of crazy stuff. And my favorite, a quick coat of paint. And I got a first coat of paint. Doesn't look like it. I got a first coat of paint on the box, and I got one side of the inserts all painted. So tomorrow, flip these over, do the back side of these, do a second coat of these. I'm thinking 1 coat's probably enough on those. They're gonna have shoes all on. They're gonna get scuffed up and nasty, so I'm not gonna go crazy. Am I good?
Yeah, you go.
All right. I got my lovely daughter on the camera here. All right, I'm back out in the shop here. It's actually what, Monday? Today Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't work Saturday or Sunday. My son had a baseball tournament. I didn't get any work done. So I'm back out here now. So all I need to do now is, all right, come on in. So I need to put another coat on this, and I'm not even gonna second coat that. I'm just gonna put a second coat on these, and then I'm gonna hang it, and that's it. You wanna help me paint?
Sure.
No, I'll paint it myself. So just in case you don't know, if you guys are doing something like this on your own and you get a bare piece of wood, it's going to need to be painted multiple times. And this thing probably could have used 2 or 3 more coats, but I actually just went ahead and did the 2 like I said, even though my wife was standing there hawking me saying, that should get some more paint. And I was like, no, it's perfect. So I was just inside and I'm like, where's my phone at? And I realized I left it in the time lapse. I'm sure you could see that. All right, so it's Tuesday afternoon and I'm ready to finally hang these bad boys. I got my lovely assistant Ryan here to help me. I got some brackets. I stole these from Jamie. I was going to use L brackets, but I figured these little angle brackets would probably be a little bit better. So I got 4 of those. I have some small screws to go into here. I got some longer screws to go into the wall. I got my stud finder to make sure that I find the studs so I make sure the thing doesn't fall off. And I got my fancy level and a drill. So we're gonna take this with all the parts downstairs and we'll get this thing hung. All right, so it looks like I got one here. I don't know why there's so many of them. I can definitely see one there because of the seam. Let me grab this thing and hold it up to where it's gonna be. This is the top. So it's gonna be like this. So I'll probably go, I guess I could go tight that way. So let me make marks on where the studs are gonna be. So there's one here. So we're gonna go here with a bracket and there with a bracket. We're gonna go here with a bracket and there with a bracket. Okay, so with my studs marked, I'm going to make marks on my boxes of where I want my brackets to go. I'm going to pull the box down and put the brackets down on the ground to make it way easier to install since I'm doing it by myself. Oh, and lastly, I'm going to load this thing up with all my smelly shoes. So at least when you open my closet, it's still going to smell, but at least it'll look way better. Big boots up top. You know, I had to put them in their own compartment, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs of shoes. I got some slippers and some flip-flops in that last one. And I still got room here where I can store some stuff on my shelf. So I think it's great. Hey, so thanks for checking out my video today. I know it was killer. I know you learned a lot from it. So go ahead and make sure you click that like button, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.